Hello everyone, it's Lottie from Cancer is a Lifestyle. Several weeks ago, Gina Loves to Craft actually set out the 10 crafty question tag, and she kind of put it out there she was tagging everyone and anyone that would be interested in doing. So I am actually going to do this 10 crafty questions tag, but I'm going to use my crocheting. Okay, so this is how I'm going to answer. Because I believe you can use that you can pertain this to almost every channel that is out there if you just kind of take the questions and have it mean to for whatever you represent, right? So I am going to do my 10 crafty questions uh, pertaining to my crocheting. Okay, so first of all, number one, you state your name. So my name is Lottie, and I have the channel called Enjoying the Journey Cancer as a Lifestyle. So number two, how did you name your YouTube channel? So I actually this name, Enjoying the Journey Cancer as a Lifestyle, actually started back in 2011 as a blog. And I still have that blog that I write. And I started using that name because that's when my cancer came back for the second time after 4.5 years. And I realized that was going to be my life from now on, that I had a reoccurring cancer and that I had to adapt my life to somehow, live my life with cancer. And I wanted to show people that you can still, my cancer has come back 4 times now in 12 years, but you can still live a very fulfilling lifestyle. You can still, have a purpose and a goals, and you can still live your life. Yeah, there are many challenges, and when I am during chemo and radiation time, it's not fun, you guys. And right now I'm in remission for 3 years now. So yeah, you're seeing a side of me that is healthy right now. And I look good and I'm healthy. I don't look like I have cancer. But people that have stuck with me, like on the blog, know that all that can change in just a snap of your fingers. So that's how I got my name. My name already existed, the name of the channel. I just started a YouTube channel under it. So number three, what is your favorite craft? Well, I will tell you um, that I actually crochet, and I started crocheting as a way to um, keep my mind off things while I was going through cancer. I learned when I was a little girl, but I ended up picking it up and doing it full time when I went through cancer the first time. And it really helped me keep my mind on other things than what I was going through. So my favorite craft that I like to make, for instance, with crocheting, is probably something that I'm known for, but not necessarily that I'll enjoy like to do. Uh, I started out my crocheting ministry, making blankets actually, and I started making blankets for other people. So I think that's probably one of my favorite things to do is I make blankets, and I can whip them up quite fast actually, because that's what I'm really known for. If somebody needed a blanket, or was sick, or they were going through some kind of trial, or I would always make them a blanket, and because I believe that it's a comfort to them. So that's what is actually my favorite. I guess my favorite thing is to make blankets. Number four, your favorite place to shop. Now, my favorite place to shop is actually, I will tell you, there's two places that I like to shop for yarn. One, I am really beginning to love Michael's, because I believe that they really have a lot better deals. And my second place that I like happens to be Hobby Lobby, because I think it's the most beautiful place that out of all the stores. There's so much to look at. And I could just go to browse. And I am not a person who likes to browse, but I would definitely. So I like Michaels. But if I had to pick, it's going to surprise you. What is my favorite places to shop for yarn? I will tell you, out of all of that, I love going to thrift stores. I love going to garage sales. I actually love unknown bags, like mystery bags and stuff. I like doing estate sales because I get a big thrill of opening up a bag that I don't know what's in there. And it could be half-used items. I mean, half-used yarn like scraps. It could be items that were not finished but started. I like looking at all that. I get really excited. To me, it's almost like history. So I love going through that. I love scraps. I have a thing about scraps. I really do. I think Jane from Scraptastic Yarn, I mean, my gosh, I think that's the most fantastic name for a channel. So anyway, so if I had to, thrifty, I love all that. I love looking at old yarn. I like looking at yarns from other places, from other countries. I like all that. So that's why I like the thriftiness part of it. But Michaels, if I have to pick real nice skeins, I would have to say Michaels to me has better deals on yarn. Number 5, what is your favorite YouTube channel? So I am going to plead the fifth, just like Gina did, because I also do not want to offend anyone or make anyone feel like I do not want, that I don't like their channel like somebody else's more. But I will tell you that I love to watch channels from the beginning to end. And I like to, if I, and actually I'm doing that, and you'll know if I'm doing your channel because I'll be commenting on all your vlogs. And I like to go back to where you first began and started and like do a whole binge watching of everything you've done. I like to see, I feel like there is a story that is being told. Even if you're just showing crafts and all, there's a little bit that you show of yourself in every vlog. So when you watch from like the very first one and on to, let's say, a whole year or a whole 2 years, you will see like a story about their whole life. I mean, basically they're I love that. I will tell you that I have a variety of channels that I watch. I happen to love homesteading. I love, I have cooking ones, I have crafty ones, I have yarn ones, I have all kinds of channels, and I love to, I've already gone through some, and it's like I'm telling on myself, but there is one that I really want to watch, but because she's been here on YouTube for so long, that I feel that because if you're going back, like I'm going through every vlog that you guys ever did, it takes a long time. It's like watching a series that will never end. It's like watching The Simpsons, So there's Starry Hilder that I would love to watch beginning to end, all her vlogs. But the thing is, she's got to have, like, she's got, what, 8 years worth? I mean, that's just too much at one time. So I have to pick a time when I'm sick and I have like 3 months off. But that's what I like to do. And so I don't have any favorite. I'm not going to admit to any favorite, but I do love to watch from beginning to end. So you'll know when I get to your vlog, because you'll see me leaving comments on all your vlogs. Excuse me for a minute. Sorry, I had a coughing spree. I needed to get a drink. And I'm sorry, I'm babbling on over here. What is your, number 6, what is your favorite color? I will tell you another thing about myself. I like color, period. I like combining colors together, and mostly colors that you would not think of combining. I like experimenting with them, but I like the color red. I like the color blue. I like to see a house with a red door. I love to see a house with a blue door. I, in fact, have a thing about the color red for some reason. I have a red couch, and nothing else is red in the room. I like that. I like that, something about it. I don't know. It's a splash of color. I had a red Durango, so I think I have a thing about the color red. And I've always had like a deep fascination that I would like to have a red door in my house. So I guess red. Number 7, what is your favorite tool? Well, I'm going to tell you, I don't have my favorite tool with me because I left it at my son's, but I miss it very much, and it is a crocheting hook with a bamboo handle. One of my dearest friends who has moved to Vegas, I love Lorraine, she gave me a crocheting hook with a bamboo handle. I have never had one like that before. It really makes a huge difference when you crochet with that bamboo. Now, I have heard that that is supposed to be great for your arthritis and all, and doesn't hurt your hand, and it really is true. I miss it. I left it at my son's. When I was there, I crochet everywhere, and I've noticed that now that I've been using the other ones, that my hand will hurt, and when I over crochet. So I want my bamboo hook. I hope he didn't lose it, because that's my favorite hook of all. Okay. So number 8, where did you get your love of crafting, of crocheting? Well, like I said, I must have started when I was a child. I don't remember who it was that taught me. My mom used to knit. My mom used to knit outfits and sweaters and hats and like the whole shebang. I mean, beautiful, beautiful clothing. My grandma was actually, my great grandma was a seamstress. My grandma was able to do both. She could do both. So this is something that is quite normal in my home. But I did not crochet until, like I said, when I was 42 years old, and I was going through cancer. And I don't even remember who it was or what made me pick it up again. I think because I used to, when I was in the hospital for 4 months on and off, and that you develop a hospital hours where, you're sleeping like every 2 hours. You're not sleeping like a normal sleep because they're always checking on you, waking you up. So when I finally did make it home, I was not unable to sleep at night. I would only sleep in little increments of naps. So I used to go crazy. Everybody's sleeping and I'm in the house. So I did 2 things. I played video games to get me tired, and I picked up some yarn that I found laying around, and I started crocheting. And I started crocheting this blanket, this round circle blanket that just never ended. And for the whole time I went through treatment, which was over 6 months that I was going through this, I was crocheting this big ugly circle blanket. And it was the ugliest looking thing because it was just to do something, to take my mind off things. And I was just keep adding yarn and yarn and yarn, and people were giving me yarn, and I was just crocheting it, and I would take it with me everywhere. And I remember when I was in the hospital again, I was crocheting, and my doctor is like, don't worry about anything, don't worry about the test, you go ahead and keep crocheting. And that's kind of what started me crocheting again. I found that it was very therapeutic for me. I found that it helped me a lot going through my treatment. And now, because I was focusing on crocheting, I was not focusing on the fact that my nerves, anxiety, or anything else that I was happening, because I was busy crocheting. So that's how that got started. Number 9, where did you get craft? Oh, what year did you start crafting? That was year 2007. When I first was diagnosed, that's when I started crocheting, and I started making things slowly. But everything I started making ended up being for donations, and without my even seeking that out. I had someone ask me to make a blanket for St. Jude's, a little boy that they were sponsoring, and they wanted to make him a blanket. I made him a blanket. Then somebody else would ask me to make a blanket for their friend who was going through cancer. I made him a blanket. And then I started making slippers for the children's ward, the cancer ward at the hospital, for the hospital slippers. So it's like I was just doing things without even planning for it to turn into a ministry. It just developed on its own. So number 10, what is your favorite craft? Well, my favorite thing, I guess, is crocheting. But I have this new developed love of knitting that I would love to learn how to knit. I want to knit some socks. And I also am so interested, guys, into diamond painting. I want to do diamond painting. But I'm almost afraid of, like, I need room for it, because once I lay it out, I don't want nothing to touch it, or, I want to have the time to be able to do that. And I also want to do something else I'm going to be starting is I want to be journaling. I want to do journals for myself. But nothing like the junk journals that, like Gina does. Gina loves to craft, or like, Rosa, from the Sun and Moon. I mean, my gosh, they're just amazing. No, I'm just doing basic things. So these are some of the crafts that I want to do. I would like to also learn to sew. So you see, there's a lot of things that, when you think about crafting, you can do a lot of things. You can learn. I just want to do a little bit of something, everything. But I still want to, my first thing I would love to do is I would love to learn to knit socks. I want to knit socks because they all look like really, my daughter loves funky socks. My daughter-in-law loves funky socks. I would love to make him some funky socks. So anyway, you guys, these are my 10 crafty things. I am not going to tag anyone in particular, but I am opening it up for everyone who wants to do this tag. It doesn't matter if you're doing, homesteading or crafts or whatever. I believe everything we're doing is a craft. That's how I think of it. A craft is your talent, something that you're good at. And it could be photography, it could be, you could be artsy, and you could be doing junk journals, you could be doing, paper. You could be doing diamond paintings. You could be doing so many things. And you could be just cooking. That's your craft. You're really good at it. So, I welcome all of you to try to do this tag so we can learn just a little bit about each other also. And so I'm tagging all of you. Just like Gina tagged everybody, I'm tagging all of you too. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.